Leaving your children alone at home is a life or death situation. Here are the facts. African American children make up a very large and disproportionate share of the total fire deaths each year. In 2004, a whopping 38% of home fire deaths were African American children. More than half of all child deaths happened to children under 5 years old. In 2006, children playing with fire started about 8,500 home fires. More than half of those fires were started in a bedroom. Hello, I'm Nancy Walters. If you have young children at home, this story is for you. It was a fire that didn't have to happen and a boy whose life could have been saved. Let's take a step back and introduce you to the Jones family, a loving family of 4. Mr. and Mrs. Jones work hard every day and had 2 beautiful children. Kara, their 4-year-old daughter, and Darren, their 3-year-old son, were nothing but smiles, laughs, and giggles. Everything changed, however, in a flash when Mrs. Jones darted out of the home to get a few last-second items for the dinner she was cooking. Unfortunately, tragedy struck. I covered this painful story just the other night. Take a look. What we know right now is that the mother stepped out to the grocery store and left her 2 young children, ages 3 and 4, at home alone to take a nap. The father was at work when this fire started. Now, firefighters said that the mother, Mrs. Jones, returned home and the fire had already gone out of control. She found her 4-year-old daughter, Kara, outside. Firefighters searched the home and found 3-year-old victim, Darren Jones, lifeless in his bedroom closet. One day later, we were able to interview the firefighter who was first on the scene at the Jones family house fire. What he had to say was heartbreaking.
When we first pulled up, the fire was already very heavy in the kitchen and the living room.
Her son was still inside?
Yes, after we learned that, we did a complete sweep of the house to search for Darren before the fire became too intense for us to be inside.
And tell me, what did you find when you did go inside?
We found Darren. He apparently hid inside a bedroom closet. He wasn't breathing and his face was covered in soot. Such a sad situation that could have been prevented. Leaving young children home alone, even for a few minutes, can have terrible consequences.
I'm here with Nathan and Charlene Queen, the aunt and uncle of Kara and Darren. I understand that Darren's parents are still in a state of shock.
Yes, they are. The children were their lives. The parents loved them so much.
And to have Darren ripped away, just like that, in an instant.
We're all devastated.
Yes.
I am here with Fire Marshal Lewis, who was kind enough to come to my house with me to show me some very important things for parents as well as for caregivers of young children. Chief Lewis, so good to have you with us today.
Thank you, Nancy. It's my pleasure to be here.
All right, this is my kitchen. Tell me what I need to know.
Well, the first thing I notice is that when you're cooking, you want to make sure that pot handles are turned out away from the walkway, so children don't come up, grab the handle, and pour hot liquid onto themselves. And then also I notice that you have your oven mitt on your stove. Always make sure that those are moved away so they don't catch on fire while you're cooking. And again, with small children, you want to make sure you have a kid-free zone where children will be made to stay back at least 3 feet so they don't get on the stove or burn themselves or knock over anything that you're cooking.
All right, this is great information about the kitchen. Tell you what, let's head into the living room now.
When I think of a living room, I think of an entrance and exit to the home. Every room should have 2 ways out. Make up an escape plan. Make sure that the children practice it as well, and you want to practice it monthly. Now, once you get out of a home, you want to try to meet at a big rock or a mailbox or a tree. Designate that as your meeting area and never go back into a burning home.
All right, fire safety and children in the bedroom. I know there's a lot to cover here, right?
Yes, there sure is, Nancy. Children are curious, so when you're doing a walkthrough of your home, try to view it from a child's perspective. You need to teach your children to be fire safe. First, I'm looking at the candles and the matches that are here on the nightstand. Burning candles can be knocked over and they should never be left unattended. Children play with matches and lighters underneath beds or inside closets. That's just asking for a deadly house fire. You want to make sure you've locked those matches and lighters away. But teach children that if they find them, these items are 100% off limits and they're very dangerous. They should always give the matches and lighters to an adult immediately. The next thing is the smoke alarm. There should be a smoke alarm inside as well as outside of every bedroom. And there should be a smoke alarm on every level of your home. They need to be tested monthly, and the batteries need to be changed at least once every year, even the hardwired ones. There are some smoke alarms that allow a parent to record their voice instead of playing a traditional tone when it sounds. Research shows that children react to this type of smoke alarm a lot faster compared to a regular beeping smoke alarm. These alarms are available in any and every major hardware store. Now, Nancy, see this closet? Darren was unfortunately found in a closet just like this one. So you've got to teach your children to never hide anywhere when there's a fire, including inside closets. Also, children sometimes get scared by firefighters wearing their face masks. Introduce your children to a firefighter at a local fire department's open house and have them put on the full gear. It gets them comfortable with the look so they'll know not to be frightened. Finally, if there is a fire, children should be taught how to crawl low underneath the smoke and to follow their escape plan. They should learn how to stop, drop, and roll if their clothes catch on fire.
I know we've certainly covered a lot of information in this walkthrough, and it looks like we can make a big difference by doing some pretty simple things.
Correct, Nancy. Today, the lives of parents and caregivers of young children are just filled to the brim with activity. But we have to be vigilant about fire safety. It's just an important part of everyone's lives. Children should never, ever be left home alone. It's just too dangerous.
Well, you've given us some really great advice. We really do appreciate it. Fire Marshal Lewis, thank you so much for going on this walkthrough with us. It was very important. And I know that our viewers are going to take what they've learned here today and apply it in their homes as well. To learn more about tonight's show and what you can do to prevent home fires, visit the International Association of Black Professional Firefighters website at www.IABPFF.org. That's this week's Community Feature Focus. I'm Nancy Walters. Take good care.
Hello, my name is Joseph Muhammad, President of the International Association of Black Professional Firefighters. As you saw in this video, when children are left alone at home or without proper supervision, even for a few seconds, anything can happen. A child can play with matches underneath a bed. Food left cooking on the stove can catch on fire, just as it happened in this story. A candle could be knocked over and ignite bed sheets. The list of possibilities goes on and on. The No Child Left Alone campaign focuses on eliminating those possibilities by educating parents and caregivers of children on the absolute dangers of leaving young children alone at home. Remember, the best fire prevention is through fire education. Share this video and please remind your family, friends, and neighbors to never leave their children alone at home, not even for a few seconds. Thank you.
En promedio, el 23% de todas las personas hispanoparlantes fallecidas en los Estados Unidos desde 2003 al 2007 como consecuencia de incendios de hogares fueron niños hispanoparlantes menores de 5 años.
La Asociación Nacional de Bomberos Hispanos se enorgullece de apoyar a la Asociación Internacional de Bomberos Profesionales Negros en su campaña de seguridad y divulgación sobre la seguridad de incendios. Ningún niño debe estar solo. Esta importante campaña busca educar a los padres y personas que cuidan a niños pequeños sobre los extremos peligros de dejar a sus niños solos en casa. Aunque sea por un periodo de tiempo corto, los niños menores de 5 años tienen una probabilidad casi 2,5 veces mayor de morir en un incendio en su casa, en comparación con la población en general. El riesgo de que un niño muera en un incendio nunca disminuye, por más corto que sea el tiempo que el niño se ha dejado en su casa. Y aquí algunas estadísticas contundentes. En 2006, 8.500 incendios de hogares fueron iniciados por niños que jugaban con fuego. Más de la mitad de los incendios cuando los niños juegan con fuego empiezan en un dormitorio. Más de la mitad de todas las muertes de niños ocurren en niños menores de 5 años. Lo más importante que hay que saber es que muchos de estos incendios y muertes de niños no tienen por qué ocurrir. Juntos podemos hacer que nuestros hogares y niños estén más seguros, dedicando tiempo a pensar en la seguridad de incendios. Nunca deje solo a su niño en la casa. Para obtener más información sobre la campaña de seguridad y divulgación sobre la seguridad de incendios, ningún niño debe estar solo y las medidas a tomar para mantener seguros a sus niños y a su familia, visite www.iabpff.org o www.nahf.org. Muchas gracias.